Well, every once in a while there's a calm before the storm. And I think right now might kind of be one of those little pockets that we need to take advantage of. Hey, what is up everybody? How are you doing? Thanks for checking out this video. Support for the channel is awesome. I want to talk about right now. Where are we at? Where are we at? Say it like one word. Where are we at? Well, we have a lot of stuff going on. Definitely the things with Iran that are going on. Trump's got everything on a 2-week window of opportunity. Nothing's going to come from that. I think we're just getting our plans together and finalizing everything with our plans on, well, pretty much leveling Iran. I heard yesterday that the Supreme Leader's bunker was hit and he was killed. As far as the news goes, in pretty much any media, I haven't heard anything about that. There's 2 YouTube channels out there that were talking about it, fairly reputable ones. So I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to find out if there was actually anything with that or not. Don't know. But things are quiet right now. We don't have a whole lot going on. Trump's not doing anything crazy. Democrats aren't doing anything crazy. The war isn't doing anything crazy. Putin's not doing anything crazy. Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, they're quiet. Things are about to happen. If you don't see it, look around. I think most people see it. I think the people that watch this channel, I don't have to explain anything at all. It doesn't take a lot to see what is going on in the country and in the world right now. But SHTF is advancing forward to the fan itself. It seems like it's about to happen. Now, messing with Iran is a little bit different than messing with China or Russia. Iran is basically a country of no F's given. They don't really care what we think. They don't really care about humanitarian practices around the world. They really don't care about what you think and what you feel like, and if you have to go to work tomorrow, or if you are pregnant about to go into labor. They could care less at all. That's kind of the scary thing, because they have thousands of terrorists in our country. They have means to do some damage to the U.S. Now, it has been said by Putin that Russia is backing Iran, China is backing Iran, and still North Korea is quiet. We're only missing the one component to be a full Fab 4, of Team East. So, yeah, shit is probably going to hit the fan here soon. And there's a very good chance that we're going to start seeing things on our soil. We're going to start seeing things that are going to affect you and me. We're going to start seeing things that are going to affect the United States. Our military, our economy, and everything. So right now it is quiet. Get shit done, folks. This could be one of your last chances. I would really like to hope not. I would really like to hope that we're going to get a time of relative peace. Maybe if this calms down, maybe we go out and just clean house in Iran and we got another year of, well, time to prep. Because Iran's just won, we still got Russia to deal with. We still have China to deal with. And I have a feeling North Korea is going to be a royal pain in the ass. More than we know. They can get missiles to LA. They can get missiles to the West Coast and even start getting deeper into it. And when I'm talking missiles, I'm talking nukes. Yes, they can get other missiles to the United States, but they're not going to use an intercontinental ballistic missile for firecrackers. Okay? Same with Iran. Same with Russia. No, Russia's using hypersonics and ballistic missiles and stuff like that. So is Iran. But anything that's going to come towards the U.S. is going to be something big. So I'm just saying, yeah, shit is kind of going to hit the fan, and right now is one of the times. I've done videos about this in the past in the same type of situation when things are just escalating and then they pull back a little bit, and then that's when you need to capitalize on certain things. Right now, if you don't have your fuel, any storage, do you have gas cans? Do you have any empty gas cans? Do you have any vehicles that do not have a full tank? Fill those tanks up. What are my tags? Yeah, my tags are still good. Yeah, get your fuel. Get topped off on your fuel. Get topped off on your food. If there's anything that's in your rotational pantry or anything that's starting to get low, go stock up on some of those. Things are going to disappear. If they don't disappear, things are going to go up in price. Inflation isn't really going to be slowing down. Interest rates, Fed chair said it's going to be a hold. 1 or 2 cuts by the end of the year, 2 cuts. All of 2026 is only going to be 2 cuts. So it's going to be really slow on bringing the prices down for any sort of financing, credit cards, home loans, vehicle purchases, anything like that. I don't really see that changing a whole lot. So pretty much what you got's what you got. If you do have to buy a cheap vehicle for any reason, try to pay cash, do a trade, don't finance, don't get into debt. Here's the thing with debt when in SHTF. If you owe $30,000 on a credit card, if you still have $57,000 left to pay off on your Chevy 2500, if you still have outstanding debt out there and the banks go down and these financial institutions go down, they're not going to forget about you. I guarantee it. In fact, you might have to pay back interest unless there's some sort of government help there that is going to pay these companies like GMA or General Motors Financial, GMFC, I forget it, any sort of auto, banks with mortgages and stuff like that. They're not going to forget about it. They might charge you back interest. It's not going to be the same or better when the smoke clears. It is going to be worse. So if you can get out of debt, get out of debt. Don't take on any new debt. If you can pay cash for something, pay cash for something. Right now, food is plentiful. The shelves are still stocked. The tariffs have not kicked in yet. I don't know the implication of SHTF with these tariffs. A lot of people were saying it was going to be the end of the world. I do think things are going to go up even more. The inflationary factor is just getting ramped up. All the way from 2020, this has been going. This is what got me prepping. It is a collapse. The dollar is not collapsing like it collapsed back in the 90s under Bill Clinton and stuff like that, but there's a lot of red flags on the future, on the horizon, I should say. But right now, money is okay. Right now, food is obtainable. Right now, all these things that we prep are plentiful. Need to go get yourself a new knife, pocket knife, switchblade, fixed blade, 9mm, 308, 300 Win Mag. Now's the time to get it. Now is the time to stock up on ammo. The last scare with ammo, as soon as ammo started creeping back into the market, I did what I had to do, because at any point that could turn around and flip and we could lose ammo again. I know some of the ammo companies I heard a while ago, and I haven't looked at ammo in a while to find out if it's gotten scarce, but with the Ukraine war going on, they were starting to reserve brass, reserve lead, gunpowder. There was a shortage of gunpowder for a while. It became a little more scarce to find ammo. Right now, we can get ammo. Pick your caliber, they got it. Go hit a Bass Pro, hit your local gun shops. Get your ammo, get whatever weapons you need right now. I think weapons are one of those things that can disappear quickly. I think if we have civil unrest, gun shops are going to be the first to get hit. The bad guys are going to be very well armed, and they're going to know that, and they're going to take advantage of that and dominate. Food is plentiful. Water is plentiful. If you need a water catchment system for rain, if you need a safe, self-sustaining water system, start building that now. Get your things together now. Right now, the times are good. If you haven't been growing food or able to raise food, you can grow food in a very small area. If you haven't gotten that started, you need to buy the soil, you need to buy planters, you want to make it look pretty. Anything that you want to do, right now is the time to do it. If you're debating on getting any sort of livestock or chickens or anything like that, right now is the time to do it. When people start getting desperate, those things are going to become increasingly rare. So while the time is good, get it. Right now, the banks are up. Money is flowing. Cash is going to work for quite some time. Cash might work forever in this country. It also might disappear, and we might be paying in yuan, or we might be paying in a central bank digital currency. We might be paying in yuan. We might be paying in a central bank digital currency, a CBDC. Cash might disappear, but for the short term, cash is going to be good. Cash is going to be usable between civilians, between governments, businesses, and everything else. So before the banks go down, before the cyber attacks start rolling in heavier than they have, get some cash, put some cash back, find a good safe place to put thus cash. Bury it in the ground. Get a safe. A safe isn't going to help out too much. It's easy to steal a safe, and it's easy to pretty much get into that safe. So unless it's a very large vault, that's up to you. That's your discretionary. But get cash. Get cash. Hold cash. Gold, silver, stuff like that. If you have extra cash after your preps are taken care of, a little bit of gold ain't going to be a bad idea. It is probably going to be a good investment. I got in the mid 1800s on gold and went in pretty heavy with it, and I'm pretty damn glad that I did that. The more the US dollar falls, the more bricks get stronger. Gold's only going to go up. So prep now. Prep anything that you can possibly think of. Hand tools. I wouldn't worry so much about power tools, though. If you do have solar, going battery and a universal battery system would probably be the best. Ryobi 1 is a good example of it. They have one battery, one 18 volt that fits flashlights, drills, table saws, everything on their line. You can do with one battery. A small solar setup, you can do one battery quite efficiently. I'd recommend two. So when you're using one, you're charging one. If you can get three, even better, but you don't need a lot and you can make it work on battery power. I suggest doing that. Get something that's decent quality. Things like Milwaukee, DeWalt used to be really good, but I'm still a fan of DeWalt. The quality's gone quite a bit shittier, but if you have a brand that you like, hit some pawn shops, find some older drills, older tools. That is when things were a little bit better. Now, if you like Craftsman, I wish you the best of luck on finding USA Craftsman. They're gold. They're going for like $40 for a 3/4 inch wrench or something like that. Yeah, the American Craftsman is definitely way up in price. It was good stuff. Pick your poison. Tools, hand tools, battery tools. Get what you need. Get everything that you need. Right now is the premier time to be doing this. But I am out prepping and I am pulling the weight. I am doing my share as far as gardening goes, as far as getting things taken care of. But besides the point, I'm prepping. We're both prepping. Lately, we've been focusing a little bit more on medical stuff, getting our pharmaceutical pantry, if you want to call it that, built up a little bit more. But really, we've slowed down. Before all this happened, we were pretty much set. After, I don't know, I guess it was about in the middle of the Ukraine war when things started kind of flaring up with Israel and Hamas and stuff like that. We were pretty much set. We had what we needed. Everything was in place. Not really a whole lot to worry about. We got 4 vehicles. One is getting payments made. If that had to get repoed, we would be perfectly fine. Everything is perfectly fine budget-wise with that. So that can continue to get paid. Get out of debt. If you can, if you're sitting on enough money to pay off some credit cards, to pay off a vehicle, try to do that. Because like I was saying, they're not going to forget about it if the power goes down. They're not going to forget about that car loan or motorcycle loan that you have if the bank goes down for a while. For 10 years, you might owe 10 years of interest. You go $15,000 on a motorcycle, for instance, or a side-by-side or a jet ski. 10 years down the road, they might send you your new invoice for, $62,000 because that interest is accumulated and compounded over those years. Am I saying that they're going to do that? Not necessarily, but they can. They can. You didn't make your payments. They don't care why. They don't care if a nuke was dropped on Cincinnati. They want their money, and they're going to get their money, and they will garnish your wages and take you to court if you don't pay it. So actually, the IRS would step in, and you would just have to pay the IRS, who would probably turn around and pay the settlement price of whatever you owe. Anyway, time is running out. Time is definitely running out. The reality of World War III is definitely setting in heavy. Everybody's starting to talk about it. And it's kind of interesting. I'm just going to leave on this one note here real quick. That I am noticing prepping channels. I am noticing financial channels. I am noticing mainstream legacy media, from CNN to Fox News to NBC to CNBC, which I don't know why people rip on CNBC. It's a great network. All these people are starting to talk about everything that I've been talking about for the last 3 years. So it's great confirmation on it. But the time is coming. The time is definitely coming. And maybe I'll do a dedicated video on kind of what I've been talking about all this time and how the rest of the world is kind of coming into the big picture, into the big four countries. They're getting into the reality of World War III is going to happen. So I just find that kind of interesting as I'm seeing everybody talking about China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and possibly these others in Africa and stuff like that, Muslim countries, Islamic countries. I find that kind of interesting and self-confirming in a way. So I know I've brought that up in other videos, but every day I see a little bit more. Now's a good time to prep. It's always a good time to prep, but we're running out of time, so don't let that time get away from you. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. I hope everybody is safe out there. Watch your six. Use common sense. Can't say that enough. So I'll leave it with that. Till next time, peace.